For those of you all who are joining us, I have to tell you that I am in a very cherished location. Behind me is this beautiful building which has been transplanted from, well, we are going to hear about that. I'm at Manipal at the Hasta Heritage Village. This is a place which is controlled by the Hasta Trust, and with me is Mr. Harish Pai. He is one of the trustees of the Hasta Trust, and he is very integral to what is happening over here. So thank you so much for joining in live. So why don't we begin by actually talking about the structure behind us? Harish, tell us what is this beautiful structure about?
This is the Mudol Palace
You may
Darbar
have
Hall.
to go a little closer.
Mudol Palace Darbar Hall, which is from the Bagalkot district. Mudol was a princely state.
Huh.
It was a 9-gun salute princely state. And after they signed the Treaty of Accession, it was left to neglect. And today, where the Darbar Hall actually stood, is now a shopping mall.
Oh no. Huh.
So continuously these things keep happening in terms of our heritage sites are destroyed, nobody cares for it. So there was this person called Vijayanath Shenoy, who, out of pain, this whole project was born out of pain, because such beautiful heritage structures were destroyed mindlessly, because modern day communities, architects, everybody felt it had no value beyond a point. But there's so much of knowledge hidden in these structures, and mostly they were all vernacular creations, vernacular architecture, from the local materials, local skill sets, and the fact that they have sustained generations of communities, families. You can really understand how appropriate the structures were built, and it has lasted that long. So you tell us about any modern structure surviving 100+ years. It's never going to survive. But these structures have so gracefully have survived. So Mr. Shenoy took on himself to acquire these structures, document them, dismantle them, number them, bring it to the site, restore them, and rebuild it the same way. So that's why it's called a transplantation. This is not a recreation. The actual structures which were there in the villages were brought.
What about this beautiful building with the fountain?
This is from an area very close to the Andhra border. The Deccani Nawab Mahal.
Okay.
It shows the ostentatious lifestyle of the Nawabs. They were the descendants of the Barid Shahi dynasty.
Okay.
Which actually were one of the sultanates who destroyed the Vijayanagara Empire. And here we have one example from the Vijayanagara, pre-Vijayanagara era, which is the most unique wooden assembly work ever.
Why do you say that?
In the whole Indian subcontinent. Because there's no structure like this. You have to see it to believe.
Beautiful. We're going to do that in course of time.
So see how time changes. The sultanates destroyed the Vijayanagara Empire, but there they were enemies. Here they are neighbors.
Yes, that's because Mr. Vijayanath Shenoy brings them back together and recreates this entire wonderful legacy. And as we are walking through, of particular interest is this building right in front of me. Tell me about what occupies the ground floor of this.
The ground floor is occupied by the gallery of the cultural legacy of Raja Ravi Varma.
Yes.
So, back, Shenoy acquired the remnants of the Ravi Varma Press, and I had the privilege of. He sent me as a set of a team to go and fish out all that was there lying in the Ravi Varma Press, and I believe the press was gutted in a fire. You are the scholar. I'm sure you should throw light on the dates.
Yes.
As to
1970s apparently it went on fire, but continued to work until the 1980s. Yeah.
So by the time we reached there, it was like just a, and most of it, the most valuable things had been, either we picked away or sold away, I don't know what. So the person in charge was the grandson of the German technician.
Mm.
So he kind of allowed us to take whatever we wanted for our exhibition of the Ravi Varma Press. So we did get some litho stones, some litho prints, some archival material, and we got some printing machines. So there are those kind of things which are so rare, which you don't find it in a regular Ravi Varma collection.
Correct.
So that's the most unique part of this collection.
Hmm.
So we have invited Ganesh to help us and to recurate the museum, because we had framed whatever we could find, and it was so haphazardly done. So we thought there should be a more scholarly approach to this.
Happy
And
to, absolutely happy to do this, but we have to continue and show you what we've been working on. The Ravi Varma Press, of course, has the Ravi Varma legacy, of course, has been a subject matter of great interest to me. I don't know why, but there you have it. And I have to tell all of you all that Harish and the trustees were kind enough to invite me to relook at what we have here, because according to me, this is the legacy which takes Ravi Varma's painting from the painter to the public. So come on in and let me show you what we've been doing as of today. And this is a part of the very large collection in the Hasta Shilpa. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This is what Harish and I have been doing since the morning in the process of recurating it. I hope you get an idea as to the magnitude of what we are looking at. It is a huge, huge collection, and in a sense very daunting as to what I as a curator am going to do with it. There's another room where we're going to take you in after some time. But what we're showing you here are either the progressive proof prints or the final chromolithographs. Harish and I from morning we've been trying to section them off into different narratives. So what you're seeing is a portion of the Ramayana, and you're also getting into one large segment of the divinities. The divinities includes also the sages which were used for worship. And interestingly, when we were doing all of the sectioning, Harish and I came to the conclusion that the divinities occupy the largest section of the prints from the Ravi Varma Press. And interestingly, I think, Harish, that is what identifies Ravi Varma and the press. It's, if you ask anybody, they'll tell you the gods.
yeah.
And when we're looking at it, actually, we realize that most of these are gods, various forms of not only Hindu, we also have this very interesting Islamic calligraphy. So that is also being printed at the Ravi Varma Press, which makes it very interesting. I also want to show you this other section. What we are looking at here, right on top, are images associated with people in power. So you have the Maharaja Mysore there. You have a whole series on Shivaji. Yeah. We are having a whole series on Shivaji after that. And you know, Harish, the interesting thing about it is not everything was painted by Ravi Varma.
Yeah.
Some of them were actually painted by other artists like Dhurandhar. And some of these we don't even know who the artists are. On this side is the section which we've cordoned off for the Srimad Bhagavatam. So we're looking at the entire advent of Krishna, the various episodes associated with Sri Krishna. This chromolithograph, which is very beautiful, I've never seen it in that quality, which is in your collection, is from a painting by Allah Baks, who was a prolific artist who was associated, who loved apparently Krishna. Let's look at those two. These two are original paintings, and for those of you who love the artist Raghuveer Mulgaonkar is an artist who's now coming to much fame and everybody seems to love him. The airbrushed quality of his work, spotless, immaculate skin, comes from the Raghuvir Mulgaonkar
And
brush.
all these artists were influenced by Ravi Varma.
Some level or the other, some of them were influenced, some of them brought in their own thing. So, what was interesting is that the Ravi Varma Press was encouraging all of them. It's not just Ravi Varma. Let's come to this section here as we walk carefully. Again, we are looking at 3 works by Raghuvir Mulgaonkar. Again, the wonderful airbrush quality. But let's focus on this one. This one is by the prolific Gulbarga artist S.M. Pandit. We hardly get to see works by S.M. Pandit. And I was fascinated to actually see S.M. Pandit, the original painting over here. I think we can walk around this way. And then we have 2 of these paintings. I don't even know who the artist is. It says Havaldar. So, a lot of, as much as I know, there's a lot more to learn as well as we're going on. And that's the beauty of this museum, because you are able to figure out most of it, but you also are not able to figure out quite a bit. Put that in front. So this also we've sort of categorized all of these. So these all form different parts of it. And just to sort of tell you that the work which we've taken on is actually quite a huge thing. I just want to draw your attention to that print. I have no idea what it is. So maybe someone who's watching can tell us what that print is about if you have it in your collection. The one here, right on top, of the man and the lady. I have no idea who that is. I don't know what that print is. So maybe someone who's watching, do join in and tell us who it is or what the scene depicts, what the title of the print is. It'll be lovely to sort of crowdsource information.
Unfortunately, the label is slightly damaged.
The label is damaged and the theme is very generic. It could be any man, sort of, and the girl is holding on to his angavastram. So, obviously she's reciting his gesture, but we don't know. I mean, it could be anything. It could. So we have to sort of. So the beauty of this entire thing is precisely that. I just wanted to tell all of you all that we are going to do a series of lives. This evening we went in at 6:30. Tomorrow, please join us at 5:30, where I'll take you into another section of the museum and to also show you how great a work Mr. Vijayanath Shenoy has done, not only for all of the structures which you see here, but also for the Ravi Varma Press. So tomorrow again at 5:30, signing off with my dear friend Mr. Harish.
Thank you.
Thank you, and I'll see you all tomorrow.